Hey everyone, just have a real quickie for you today. I'm always searching for ways to create interesting backgrounds I can use behind things. I don't always have to use a photograph. I can start with a blank document. So here's an interesting way to take advantage of a Photoshop feature. All I've done so far is created two colors, and what I did was I created the first one, and then when I went to create the background color, I clicked on the foreground swatch to be the same one, and then picked a color from the same family. So that way I ended up with basically two colors from the same group, and I've got my gradient tool set to foreground to background. I'm just going to drag a gradient across it like so. I'm going to duplicate this layer, free transform, and I'm just going to hold down the Option or Alt key, which allows me to scale from the center outwards. I'm going to make it slightly smaller and hit enter. Now of course you'll hardly even see the difference because it's almost the same thing, but here's the sort of trick we're going to do. I'm going to load this layer as a selection. This is a very important step. So Command or Control click on it. Now normally when you're free transforming, of course you press, as I just did there, Command or Control T, but this time I'm going to throw in the Option key or Alt key. So it'll be Command Option T on the Mac, Control Alt T for Windows. And you'll see why we do that in a second. Once again, I'm going to hold down the Option or Alt key to scale it slightly smaller, but I'm also going to rotate it and then hit enter to tell it I'm finished. Now at this point I can hit the keyboard shortcut Command Option Shift or Control Alt Shift T, and what that will do is keep repeating the same thing over and over again, which is scaling and rotating, and I just keep pressing it over and over again, then wait for my computer to catch up with me so you can see what we got. And you can start to see the effect. We get a really interesting kind of blended background thing happening because I'm just making many copies of the same thing. But the trick to this again was I made sure that I selected it first. If I didn't select that layer, which I did a moment ago, what would have happened? And I would have ended up with 4,000 layers because it would have made a new layer each time. So when you're doing this, it's vitally important that in the step before you do that first free transformation to start rotating it, make sure you've selected that layer. Then you do that, hold down the Option or Alt key as you use free transform, and then Command Option Shift or Control Alt Shift T is the shortcut for transform again. And as you can imagine, with different colors and different angles and different shapes and different everything, you can get all kinds of different possibilities. So there you go, a real quick one, but a simple way to create an interesting background. I'll bet you can see where this one's going, right? Yeah, you guessed it. I'm Dave Cross. We'll see you next time.